What?
It's a Texas-sized battle of #1 picks as Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks visit Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. We'll get you ready for tonight's game coming up next on the DLLS Mavs pregame show. It's the DLLS Mavs pregame show live in our downtown Dallas DLLS Sports Studios. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr. We are.
There we go.
DLLS Mavs.
There
Even when
we
Taylor
go.
cuts our heads off.
There we go,
to
baby.
start the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate you joining us.
Busy day.
I appreciate you joining us here on DLLS Sports. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you're here, as we are just under 10 subscribers away from 40,000 subscribers. So tell your friends, tell your family, get in here, hit the subscribe button, and get us to 40K before the end of tonight. As
Please.
We welcome in also our national NBA insider. You can always dial up the Stein line at the Stein line. He is the very lit Marc Stein. Marc, what's going on?
Am I lit?
I mean, you got the halo effect going.
I mean, this
like,
looks very like documentary.
yeah,
like
you
you're
look
about,
like
you're about to spit.
a single
I'm excited.
spotlight interview room. It's what you're in right now. What you got going on? Like you talking about, look like you about to talk about something real serious.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Yeah, like you got somebody else.
I'm always serious.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
We gotta get you out of that. We're slowly bringing you out of that. We're slowly bringing you out of that.
I gotta
how
balance
you
out
feeling?
everything. I gotta balance out everything else that happens on this show.
Respect.
Touche.
Respect.
Hey,
Sounds like he watched the
hey.
show yesterday.
Right, exactly.
Where's Bobby?
He's tending to business. He'll be here for the watch long and for the post game show. HLC got to handle HLC business, so he'll do that, and he'll be here a little bit later on to hang out with us. So, we appreciate you hanging out with us. How you feeling? Trade deadlines passed. Hopefully got you a little rest. How you feeling coming into Saturday night? How you feeling?
All good. Forge ahead. We got new things to focus on. Trade deadline's over. Got to start putting the puzzle pieces together for May, June, and July.
He's already looking forward to the draft lottery, which is where the Mavericks going to be headed as we get toward the end of the regular season. But let's get you
Everybody here cares about the draft lottery. Everyone listening.
They do. They do, along with about 10 other teams at this rate, given what's happening around the NBA. We'll touch on that throughout the course of our watch-along we will have after our pregame show, as well as during our postgame show as well. Busy night in the association, including in San Antonio, where the Dallas Mavericks will take on the San Antonio Spurs for the second time in 3 days. This time, we'll do it on the road as the Mavericks get ready to start a stretch where they will play 20 of their final 31 games of the regular season away from the American Airlines Center. That begins tonight with a 6-game road trip that will take place not only through the rest of the pre-All-Star break schedule, but will continue after the All-Star break next week as well. Of course, your Mavericks come into tonight what is 19-32 on the year, 5-15 away from the American Airlines Center, taking on the Spurs team. 35-16 through 51 games, and they are also 18-6 so far at home this year. Tip-off will be at 5 p.m. You can watch the game on NBA on Prime, and you can also watch it on KFAA Channel 29 if you want to keep it live and local, as the Spurs come into tonight's game an 11.5-point favorite over the Dallas Mavericks. Kind of a big-time favorite tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see the young, A.J. Johnson. He seems like he's getting a little fan, momentum. He's a young guy. He's only year 2. For him, sadly, this is his 3rd team. He's drafted by the Bucks, then he was at the Wizards, and now he's a Dallas Maverick. He's the only, player they acquired that, actually has multiple years left on the deal. So, interested to see how he is. He can bring some athleticism. And then Tyus Jones, we talk about, is he having his best season? No. Is he a grown-up? Yes. And the Mavs could use another grown-up just to help Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg with the point guard is still a lot better without Cooper Flagg with the point guard. And Najee Marshall, has had a big load, kind of being that point forward for this team. Hopefully he can just go back just to being the knife and slashing down the lane.
With the over-under at 232.5, tonight, as we mentioned, tip-off will be at 5 p.m. in San Antonio. Both these teams coming into tonight's game, as we mentioned, second time in the last 3 days, these two teams get together as the Mavericks come in 12th in the West, sit 4.5 games behind the Portland Trail Blazers for the 10th seed and final play-in spot in the Western Conference. Of course, the Mavericks now lost 6 straight games after their loss on Thursday night at home to the San Antonio Spurs, where they dropped to 4-6 overall in their last 10 games of what was a 135-123 loss at the AAC. Of course, overall 11-22 against the West so far this year, 9-19 against teams 500 or better so far this season. As I mentioned, beginning a 6-game road trip tonight that will continue on Tuesday when they visit the Phoenix Suns in the Valley of the Sun. Meanwhile, the Spurs 35-16, second in the West at 4.5 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder for the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. They've won their 3rd straight game on Thursday, as I mentioned, over the Dallas Mavericks. For them, they've been really good as they are 7-3 in their last 10, 21-13 overall against the West this year, and 19-5 against teams below 500. So beating down all the bad teams they've been facing so far this year. Spurs will be on at home tonight, and then they will have a road back-to-back as they get ready to take on the Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday on the first night of a back-to-back. That gets us to our lead story, Marc Stein, which is the new guys in town, as the Mavericks will welcome A.J. Johnson. They will welcome Tyus Jones and Marvin Bagley III onto the floor tonight. Chris Middleton will not make his debut in a Mavericks uniform
but he's there. He is in San Antonio, just like we said he would be. He is there.
He is there. So. What more can you tell us about these individuals?
Well, like you said, they're all the other 3 will all be active, go right into it, and obviously, I think when new players arrive, there's naturally a huge curiosity to see something new and different. Realistically, are any of these players in the team's future beyond this season? I think that's a fair question. A.J. Johnson, by virtue of the contract that Ron mentioned, he should be here next season, so this is his chance to get the process started. But, yeah, they've wanted Tyus Jones for a long time. Let's see how much he'll actually play, because as we know, Coop and Najee have been starting together, and the ball is in Coop's hands a lot. I don't think Mavs fans are going to be too excited to see the ball out of Cooper's hands that much, so we'll actually see how Tyus Jones slots into lineups with Cooper and without Cooper, but they are the page starts to be turned tonight, I guess is the best way to put it.
And it does start tonight as the Mavericks, as we mentioned, will play 20 of their final 31 games on the road to end the season. We are that time of the year as we head close to the All-Star break and get.
Hey, and I will be at 2 of those 20 road games, but I'm not going to tell you which ones yet.
Oh, wow. What a tease. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll look.
Take me with you.
Yeah. Yeah. You might want to let Ron know. He might want to hop along with you.
I'm a hiding Stein's probably humongous suitcase that he probably brings everywhere.
Oh, no. That's a no. That's a no. All right. That's a no. Got it.
Love Ron, but I got to figure out how to pay. I got to figure out how to pay for myself on these games. So
okay. Touche. Let's get to a super chat. I think we got a $20 super chat. Shout out to
Really?
Yeah. Shout out to Daniel Escobar with the $20
Big
super
Danny,
chat.
baby.
Wow.
Happy birthday to
Respect.
Maverick MFFL 41. Well, happy birthday.
Happy B-Day.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
What, it's your birthday? Oh, Maverick's birthday. Oh, I thought you just said it was your birthday. I was like, wait, what? I'm sorry, the Bobby off screen, by the way.
I can't see the chat, so I'm completely lost. You guys have to spell out what's happening to me.
Shout out to Maverick. Happy birthday. Thanks for the super chat, Daniel, for the $20 super chat.
So we have one super chatter wishing happy birthday to another super chatter. Is that what happened?
That's what's happening. Die hard.
But
so
yeah.
there you go.
Got it.
Charlie D with the $4.99 super chat. With Zach Lowe reporting an AD extension not part of the Wizards trade, would that change the perspective for us seeing him next year and still couldn't have traded and still could have traded him? Question mark.
I don't think it would have changed the perspective any, but I feel like we have discussed this many, many times on the show. Just because Anthony Davis's camp wanted an extension doesn't mean you have to give him one. And so I don't think the Mavericks were going to give Anthony Davis an extension. I don't think the Wizards are going to give Anthony Davis an extension. And he's just going to have to be comfortable with that given the amount of years and dollars still left on his contract, because to trade him without an extension, you saw the offer that the Mavs had to accept. The offer the Mavs accepted, there is no question it creates a ton of financial flexibility. But at this point, it does not include a single player who you would say with certainty is going to be part of the Cooper Flagg supporting cast going forward. Now, obviously, the Mavericks hope that the 30th pick in the June draft is a player they hit on, and that player becomes part of Cooper's supporting cast. Obviously, they hope that with all this newfound financial flexibility, trade exceptions, mid-level exception, they're not going to have salary cap space, but they're going to function as an over-the-cap team in the summer. They're obviously hoping to turn that flexibility into players who actually are part of the Cooper Flagg-led future. But at this point, the Mavs really did this for financial flexibility. Realistically, it's probably 1 first and 4 seconds, because that Warriors pick is good. I can't remember if it turns into 1 or 2 seconds, but it's most likely going to convey as second-round compensation rather than first-round compensation. So the 30th pick in June via OKC is really the only first-rounder that's in this deal. So the Mavs did it for the flexibility, for the ability to just not only get off AD's contract, but to get off D'Angelo Russell and Jaden Hardy's contract. But the way the trade is going to be judged is what they can turn that flexibility into. But I really don't think the extension conversation was such a huge factor here. I know Kevin has asked me many times, won't Rich Paul apply a bunch of pressure? And he did. He tried. He certainly tried, but you saw when it came down to it, when the trade went through, both the Wizards and the Mavericks operated independently of what the Davis camp wanted. I mean, Anthony Davis, Team Anthony Davis, by all accounts, was, they found out about the trade not long before it was happening. Like, they didn't get a bunch of advance warning. So even though we've talked a ton about the extension request, it's just a request. Like, you don't have to bow to it. And both the Mavericks and I think the Wizards, we'll have to see. Now, if Anthony Davis goes to Washington and things go well there, then I would presume at some point they would talk about an extension. But really the newsiest thing that has come out on this trade to this point was what my colleague Chris Haynes reported last night. Chris reported that Anthony Davis, who is in DC right now, going through, the joining a team process, the onboarding process, as Matt Riccardi referred to it in the Mavs press conference the other night. Chris reported that Anthony Davis is not expected to play for the rest of the season. And part of that is he's obviously out until at least March anyway with the hand injury. But the Wizards are in that weird position where they just made 2 huge trades to bring in Trae Young and Anthony Davis. But the Wizards have to lose just as bad as the Mavericks have to lose. The Bucks have to lose. I mean, Washington's pick is only top 8 protected. And if someone would check Tankathon for me right now, the Wizards entering today's play did not have one of the 4 worst records in the league. If the Wizards don't finish with one of the worst 4 records, there is a chance they slip to 9th or lower. And if they slip to 9th or lower, they have to give that pick to the Knicks. So the Wizards have to lose from here on in. And today they got absolutely destroyed by the Nets.
They sacked everybody. They pretty much
the Wizards took these huge swings to get Trae Young and Anthony Davis, we will most likely not see the two of them together until next season, until training camp. And we still don't know how much court time we will see for Trae Young. Now, Will Dawkins, the Wizards GM, he did media, I believe, yesterday, and he said he does think we'll see Trae Young at some point because Trae Young wants to play some and get a feel. But how many games is Trae Young going to play between now and the end of the season? 5? 10? Somewhere in between? We really don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I just don't think we're going. We for sure, pretty much for sure, you can say we're not going to see Trae Young and Anthony Davis flanking Alex Sarr until training camp.
Yeah, the amounts of flagrant tanking that we're going to see over the next 2.5 months is going to be absolute cinema. I mean, the Wizards kicked it off today with.
Yeah, let's think of all the teams. You guys help me with it because I'm sure I'm going to forget teams.
Chicago.
Wizards, Jazz, Mavericks, Bucks,
Grizzlies,
Bulls,
Pacers.
Nets, Grizzlies, Pacers, Kings.
Yeah.
Everybody down there except the Pelicans. The Pelicans want to win because their pick.
They just stink.
They're not tanking, but they will be down there regardless. Yeah.
So it is like Adam Silver a week from today will be speaking to the media at All-Star Weekend. And sure. I promise you there will be one or maybe more questions about tanking. Because, and look, part of it is because this draft class is so good. I mean, this draft class is ridiculous. Draft experts, the guys who really do this stuff every single day, do not speak the same way about the draft in 2027 and 2028. But this class, it's not just the 3 guys at the top. The belief is you could go 6, you could go 7 and still get somebody really good. And so, yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. And that's why even if the Mavs, like Kevin said, 20 out of the final 31 are on the road. I mean, I don't know what we're projecting their record to be over the final 31 games, but even if it's let's be crazy. They go 5-26. Let's be crazy. I don't know how close that gets them to the top in terms of odds.
Yeah, because they have the 7th toughest strength of schedule remaining for the rest of the season as well. So not only will they be on the road, they will be playing a lot of good teams as the rest of this season goes on as well. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be absolute cinema. Let's put that in chat and do it, please, post game as well. What do we think the Mavs record will be over the last 31 games this season? What should the over/under be? 7-24, 10-21. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there for discussion. I have no idea. Whatever the number is to get Bobby his money. That's all I care about. Whatever that number is to get my man his money in Vegas.
I think Bobby's safe.
Yeah.
I think he's not even sweating.
Whatever that number is, as long as under the number that he had in Vegas, we're good here. Oh yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Exactly.
Can I ask a question?
Huh?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Of course.
How many people are watching this show? I can't read the number.
I think it was. Let me see.
Tanner, they
it's
got
over 150.
Couple hundred? Oh, yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
Good.
We got somebody. Matthew Hook's 0-31.
0-1,000.
It's
over 90,000.
0-31 should not. 0-31. No. The over/under. The over/under. Like again, what's a reasonable over/under? 7-24.
Someone said 7-24. Another one said 12-19. Another one said 10-21.
10-21 feels.
No, that's too high. No.
You said 10-21 is too high
for an over/under.
Well, it should, yeah, 8.5.
8-23 is as high as I'm going.
Yeah,
okay.
8.5 is probably like the.
That means we will only see 8 wins.
For the rest
here's the
boys and girls will be talking, baby.
Well, what was their record in Luka's first season?
33-49. Just come on.
Was it
No,
really
joking.
33 and 33 and 40?
No,
33 and 40. I don't remember. I thought it was. I mean, it might have been.
That's higher than
the
that.
resident
31
historian
and-
on the program
Yeah.
it says it was 33 and 49. I'll take his
33
word
and
for it.
49.
Wow.
Yeah. So
They'll
there you
probably
go.
win 30 games.
I mean, they've got right now.
They
19.
shouldn't. They not for their own good.
You know what? 30 games would be 11 more wins.
If they win 30 games, that is not good. Sorry, you do not want this team winning 30 games.
You know what the problem is, though? The problem is, though, that damn rookie that they got is too good. Okay,
They
He's
like
keeping
him
them
down.
in games.
not only is he too good, I'm sure he's gonna hate this. Like someone is gonna have to.
Sure.
Someone's gonna have to explain to him, like, Coop, we're trying to get you some help, young man. Like, trust us. This is not gonna be a fun 31. This ain't gonna be the most fun 31 games of your career, but.
Yeah, like
cool, we know you're good.
He might bump them into 11, 12 wins just because he's that good and that maniacal of a competitor. So there you go. C. Jenkins with the $20 super chat. Multiple $20 super chats. Let's go.
Are we setting some pregame show records with these super chats?
Yeah,
We are.
multiple $20 super chats. I think is a first. In the
I think that's
pregame.
a Texas logo.
I'm not sure. I can't tell.
I can't see.
Um,
Sorry, everyone. I'm like, me and KJ are both blind.
That's fine.
We're both glasses guys.
I thought I could return with Nico Fire, but no, I couldn't. But after AD was traded, I feel like I can watch and enjoy the Mavs and Cooper Flagg's journey with joy now. The darkness has rescinded from the trade that I can move forward now. There's the vibes you're looking for, Stein.
The darkness has
those the vibes you're looking
rescinded.
for. Those are
That's
the
a tweet.
vibes for some people.
How many
he was
subscribers
spitting.
have we gotten in this half hour?
I like how you spit right past that. You see what he did there?
I have no clue.
We're still 6 away.
six
six
away
away.
from 40K.
Six.
We're at over 160 people live though watching. 160 live.
We're gonna get there tonight. Since we're down the road, by the way, Mavericks take on the Spurs. Tip off 5 p.m. You can watch the game on NBA on Prime or on KFA.
Do you realize, by the way, that while we were on this show, the Dirk interview with Cooper Flagg aired on the NBA on Prime?
It did.
Yep.
I saw it out of the corner of my
It
eye.
may or may not be to our left.
Shout out to your teammate and colleague, Dirk Nowitzki, for conducting the interview with Cooper Flagg. Looking forward to watching that.
He asked if we realized it aired when he sent us links to it in the group chat.
Say what now?
I said Marc sent us links to it, and now he's asking us if we knew that it aired.
Exactly.
No, I
You
said
knew
no.
about this.
I sent you links
Oh, he
to
said that
Dirk's
the clip. He's
pregame
talking about the full
analysis.
interview that played.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
the full
The
interview.
full
Yeah,
interview
the
was
full
like 5 minutes
Yeah,
ago,
just
whatever.
play, yeah, for sure.
Shot beautifully, by the way. Shout out to them.
By the way, since we're down the road of the absolute sentiment of tanking that's going to be taking place in the next 2.5 months, what did you think of the strategy of the Pacers to protect that pick?
Well, that was scary.
1 through or what was it? 1 through
Hey,
4.
Listen,
unprotected.
I still don't understand the pick protection, so I can't break that down for you because I'm sure that I would say it wrong. All I will say though is one of the measures that the NBA has talked about to curb tanking is doing away with pick protections.
Yes.
The league wants
should.
pick protections out. No, they should not, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
That trade just proved that pick protections help make trades happen. And I think one of the unintended consequences, if the league says you can only protect a pick top 4 and all other protections are out, I think it's going to have an impact on trades. And just to show you, it's not just us in the basketball public who love trades. What happened yesterday? The NBA itself sent out the announcement. The NBA itself was touting that in the last week of trade season, we saw 28 trades involving 73 players, both records. From my seat, that says the league likes the trade frenzy. The league likes the way the transaction game, as I've been calling it for years, generates so much attention. Kevin Gray's not going to like this next claim, but I'm going to make it anyway.
Okay.
The NBA loves that Super Bowl build-up week is frequently interrupted and encroached upon by the NBA. And look, we got to be real. A lot of these trades are luxury tax reduction and avoidance related. That is true. That accounts for some of them. But in the last Monday through Thursday, James Harden, Darius Garland, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Anthony Davis all got traded, as did Nikola Vucevic, a recent All-Star himself. So that's a lot of activity the year after we saw the craziest of all deadlines. This did not really regress to the mean. And like I said, the NBA to me clearly loves the action, because they wouldn't be tweeting about it and sending us alerts on it if they didn't like seeing all the action. So I think Ron might be proven right here, and they might make changes to the pick protection rules. But I think the unintended consequence that could lead to is they just made it harder to make trades. Because whatever the heck the Pacers and the Clippers agreed to, and I'll let Kevin read it because it's 1 to 4, 10, like, I know if I try to explain it, I will not do well unless I'm reading it. But whatever the protections were that they agreed to, that helped make that trade happen. And that was the best action we saw on deadline day. Zubac all of a sudden getting moved to Indiana. So I don't know that the NBA really wants to mess with that.
So the pick breaks down is if it's 1 through 4, it stays with Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 5 through 9, it goes to the Clippers. If it's 10 through 30, it stays with the Pacers. Now, I heard an interesting theory that made me think, this might have been what the Pacers were thinking. So what have we seen the last 2 years in the NBA draft lottery? The Hawks, who were at number 10, jumped all the way to number 1 to win the lottery. The Mavericks were number 11, jumped all the way to number 1 to win the lottery. So if you're the Pacers, you've decided, okay, we'll protect the top 4 because if we get it, we're going to get one of the 4 best players in this draft. But also, if we keep it protected 10 through 30, we've seen in the last 2 years a team jump from 10 or 11 to get all the way up to number 1. So we still give ourselves a chance to get into the top 5 of the draft anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe that's and that's a hell of a strategy to try to play out, and that's a risky one to play out. But I think that theory makes a lot of sense given what's happened in the draft lottery.
Well, we have a lot still to figure out about this, because which team set these benchmarks? Like which of the two teams was most motivated to establish these parameters? And
sure,
I have a feeling that sooner rather than later we'll have a more thorough handle on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Pacers, just from, again, like we started talking about draft experts, the top 4 is supposed to be like really, really, really strong in this draft, where the Pacers might just be like, hey, if it's 5, was it the 5?
If it's 5 through 9,
if it's 5 through 9, while those are going to be great players, it's not going to be Debansa, Boozer, Wilson,
and they already feel like they got a
Peterson.
good team
So
coming back next year.
They probably feel like, hey, we're willing to lose that pick if we get Zubac, but we can't lose if it's Boozer or Debansa or Peterson, or Wilson, which I can see is understandable if that's their mindset, because Zubac is that good of a player. And if you're the Clippers, you're like, we'll take our chances there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very fascinating to watch over the next couple of months what happens with these teams. 2 teams that are going to be on the floor tonight, tipping off here in just a matter of moments. A battle of former number 1 overall picks in Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama. A battle of number 1 and number 2 from the 2025 NBA draft in Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. A Texas-sized battle once again as the Mavericks take on the Spurs for the second time in 3 days. Mavericks trying to snap their 6-game losing streak or keep it going, depending on what side of the coin you're on. And the San Antonio Spurs trying to move ever closer to the number 1 seed in the West, which resides in Oklahoma City with the Thunder. They're dealing with their own injuries, as SGA going to be out for the rest of the pre-All-Star break schedule with his adductor injury. So a lot to be sorted out. Should be a lot of fun tonight. We will have our watch-along coming up here in just a moment. C. Jenkins 313 comes in at the buzzer with the $5 super chat. Don't get me wrong, I miss Luka until 2028. But the light of Flagg is shining through from that dark day. Well,
man, this guy it's like a poem every time. C. Jenkins, put on a show, baby.
He said the AD trade was the vibe he needed to get him back to being a Mavs fan. And guess what? Welcome back.
Man, we got a young Galileo in the chat.
Welcome back. That'll do it for us here on the DLLS Mavs pregame show. Thank you to all of you for joining us here on our show. Shout out to our National NBA insider, Marc. Now, he'll be back with us on our post-game show about 10, 12 minutes after the final buzzer tonight.
No, I will not. I will not be on the
no.
post game show. That's why I'm on the pregame show. Sorry, I had to juggle things today, so I had to do that's why I'm joining you now. I have top secret business to attend to tonight.
Oh wow, okay, all right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. As always, good to see you, and we will look forward to talking to you next week.
Be good, kids.
See ya. Like I said, that'll do it for us here. Cooper Flagg averaging nearly 38 points per game in his last 4, takes the floor against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. We will start our watch on here in a matter of moments. So hop out of this stream and hop back in with us as our DLLS Mavs watch along takes place starting here in a matter of moments as your Mavericks take on the San Antonio Spurs. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.